Hey guys, welcome to Unit 7, Section 4, which is Special Right Triangles Applications. So that's just a fancy way of saying word problems. So we're going to be thinking about those properties of the special right triangles, the 30, 60, 90, and the 45, 45, 90, and then applying it to these problems. So a 30-foot long bleacher stand has a base angle of 30 degrees. So this one down here. And then we want to know how high above the ground is the last row of seating. So remember, you want to identify which pieces you know. In this case, since we have the 30-degree angle, across from it, that's going to be the short leg, which is H. And then we know the longest part. This would be our right angle. So across from that is the hypotenuse. So you have to remember that if you want to get the hypotenuse is equal to the short leg times 2. So if it's double the short leg, to find that, we're just going to divide it by 2. Since the hypotenuse is 30, cut that in half, we get 15, and then it would be feet. So that would be our answer for that one. The next one. The baselines of a softball field form a square. The distance from home plate to first base is 65 feet. What is the distance from home plate to second base? Now the trick here is to recognize the fact that this is a perfect square because it's a baseball diamond. So we need to create a 45, 45, 90 or a 30, 60, 90. So we're trying to find the distance from home plate to first base. Or no, we already know that, from second base to home plate. So that's going to be this distance right here. And what happens when I do that is I actually form a triangle. Since I'm cutting that 90-degree angle in half, this is going to be 45. This is going to be 45. And then this is our 90 degrees. So now we have the 45, 45, 90. And recognize the fact that 65 feet is going to be the same distance all around here. Okay, so if each of those is 65 feet, then, and this is a 45, 45, 90, the trick to this is we take 65 and we multiply it by radical 2, or the square root of 2. Now, thinking about this logically, since this is a baseball diamond, we're not going to leave our answer as 65 square root of 2 feet. We are going to type that in our calculator and approximate. So the way that I'm going to do this is just hit second, square root. I'm going to type in 2 first, then I'm going to multiply whatever that is with 65, and I get 91.9. So we're just going to round to about 91.9 feet. Okay, one more here. A fan in an event is sitting at point A in the bleachers. The bleacher seating has an angle elevation of 30 degrees and a base length of 90 feet. So we want to find the height of CD, which is for the bleachers, and then find the length of AC. So the thing that we have to think about is, how are we going to find the height, this chunk right here first? Well, this is 30 degrees. So across from 30 is going to be the short leg. So we're going to call this H. And to find that, we need to use this value here. 90 is going to be across from the 60 degrees. So that makes this the long leg. So this is going to be long leg equals short leg times the square root of 3, since it's a 30, 60, 90. So then we fill in the 90 equals, we don't know what the short leg is, so we're calling it H. So to solve for that, this is where we have to actually divide by the square root of 3. And the square root of 3 is not a particularly nice number. So what we're going to do, again, we're trying to find values that make sense to us, so we can just go ahead and type this in our calculator. 90 divided by, and we get 51.96. So we're going to say H is approximately 51.96, and that's going to be feet. Then we need to find the length of AC. AC is this side right here. Since this is 90, this is actually a right angle here, since this would be 30, and then that's 60, leaving this to be 90. So across from the 90, or across from the right angle is 90, making that the hypotenuse of this medium-sized triangle. Let me erase some of this stuff. So if that's the hypotenuse, and we're trying to find AC, which is the short leg, remember we can just cut it in half. So we're going to take 90 divided by 2, and we get 45 feet for the length of AC. So that one is just being able to, you have to recognize the fact that you have multiple triangles there and deciding which pieces you need and how to either multiply or divide.